Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Brandon. I'm here again with the Embrace podcast. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Tom Click, and he's coming all the way from the UK. He sent me an audio file. Very cool insight on his story and some cool advice on how to set bolus when it comes to pizza, which is a very um, talked about topic here in the type 1 diabetic world. So I'm very excited to have him on. He's a super awesome guy and a great episode. So let's get into it.
Hi, my name's Tom Clague. I'm 12 years old and I've had diabetes for about a year on Wednesday. I come from the west coast of England, or the right in the middle of the UK, and I live on a little island called the Isle of Man. It's only a very small island with probably a perimeter of 85 miles, so it's pretty short. But here's a little backstory about how I got diabetes. So basically, I went to the cinema, and because I was a big greedy boy back then, I got this whole big packet of sweets to myself that I decided to wolf down in the cinema because I really love sweets. So anyway, I also got a Diet Coke because I was getting thirsty quite a lot back then. My mum thought it was just dehydration, so she got me a nice Diet Coke. I quickly drank it, like really quickly, and then I told my mum that I was really thirsty. So she said, go to the water fountain probably and drink a bit of the water fountain. So I went to the water fountain, drank a bit from there, and then I came back and told her I was thirsty and I needed the loo. So eventually we went to a cafe afterwards, and because my mum's had diabetes for 35 years now, luckily she knew the symptoms and she did a finger prick blood test from her own gear and said, Tom, we're just going to do a small finger prick blood test on you to see if just to see, because there's a couple of symptoms going on. But she didn't worry me, luckily. She didn't tell me that I did have diabetes, because she probably knew that at the time when she did the finger prick blood test on me, and it didn't even show a number, it just said hi. So I went to the hospital because my mum drove me up there, cried a bit because I was really worried. Went into the needle ward, got a bit of a cannula up my arm, and they put some fluids into me and told me that I had diabetes. Now, it did tweak my life, but it hasn't really changed my life emotionally because I know I've always got my mum on my side. I've got my dad who's always asking me to do a test when I've just done one and I'm like completely fine. I can eat whatever I want, which is lucky because I thought I'd have to go on this big diet with no sugar or whatever, but I found out that type 2 diabetes is actually worse because type 2, you can't really eat any cake, but I can eat as much cake as I want because I'm still pretty greedy. But what I've just figured out is actually really smart, and it could help a lot of diabetics out there. I don't know if you have the same kind of units or millimoles in blood sugar because I'm over from England. But if there's anyone English, or if you can understand it in American, here's what I do. So I bolus up 70 carbohydrates on my Omnipod, which is actually a gadget that puts my insulin in for me. All I need to do is type it on a machine, and I change it every 3 days. So I type in probably 70 carbs for a small Domino's pizza, and I don't really go for any carby toppings because that could change and tweak the pizza a bit, it could change the pizza a bit and make it all sweet and stuff like that. But I just go for a bit of sausage or pepperoni on my pizza, and so what I do is I don't actually put any insulin in straight away because with the Omnipod you can actually extend it over a period of time up to 12 hours, I think. So what I do is I don't put anything in straight away. I just extend the whole thing, 70 carbs, over 4 hours. And if you're English, the only millimoles I go up to is 9, like 9 point something. So that's actually pretty good going for pizza. I don't know what 9 is for Americans. It's probably probably like 150 if that's good, or 160. I don't really know. All I know is that Diabetic's perfect score in America is 135. But anyway, that's how I do pizza. And to end my interview on my podcast, I'd just like to say to any diabetics out there, that if you are on prescription, definitely try out Dexcom blood glucose reader. I use Dexcom G6, which means that it's a live stream blood glucose calculator, so you could just look on your phone, press on the app, and then it'll tell you your blood score. Just like that. So thank you for having me, Embrace Movement. Go follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go follow them. They're really inspirational. I met them and they're amazing. They really help me get through tough times when I have diabetes. So thanks for having me.
Thank you again, Tom, for being on the show. If you want to follow him on Instagram, his name is Tom, CLAGUE5. Again, he's been a type 1 diabetic for about a year now. Just a really inspiring, great kid. He plays football. He plays soccer down in England, and he's been one of our Warrior Wednesdays featured on our page, as well as he has a video posted on Embrace talking about how he lives with type 1 diabetes and his whole mindset on that. And I think that's very inspiring because the way he views it is, yeah, diabetes is something you have to take with adjustment, but it shouldn't have to change your whole lifestyle up. He posted a video once and sent it to us talking about how he embraces diabetes, and he said that the best way to live it is to almost pretend like you don't have it. So he said how most people will kind of go to the lunchroom and, test themselves and take their shot and stuff, which you're supposed to do, but you know how kids just kind of eat lunch separately with diabetics. He says his advice is to kind of just live like a normal kid, take your shot, and then go join your friends and eat and not make a huge deal about it, which is a great mindset to have about it. So thank you again, Tom Clague, for being on the show. I appreciate you, and thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.